I think it is time. Let's make sure everything's going. Make sure we got the secret sauce on and streaming, baby. Oh, yeah, I think we're getting her going. I think today is going to be a good day. I think it is time. Let's make sure. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Worrell. I'm here with the amazing community that we have built. I was actually just talking to these guys. It's so amazing. When you have an awesome community like this, it makes it all worth the while coming in here every single day at 9 o'clock in the Discord, or going live, or bringing those small pieces of data like the initial jobless claims data that came out today, and doing it all for you. It makes me feel good, makes you feel good. We can feel good together, baby. So if you want to be a part of that, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Of course, go to the description down below, click that link tree. You can join the Discord for absolutely free. We do not ask for anything except for your time and your willingness to learn. If you're not willing to learn, well, then just let it burn. I don't know. I mean, if you're not willing to learn, I mean, get the hell out of here. But we know what we're going to do, right? S&P 500, the IWM, the QQQ. We're going to go over the VIX Volatility Index and check the fear gauge. And then we're going to check the chat, because there's going to be plenty of tickers that we need to go through today. We want to see on this big pullback today. Let me just show you. Market watch. Holy, a sea of red. What stands out? What stands out? Look, right here. You can see it, baby. NVDA. NVIDIA, baby. NVIDIA is looking amazing. Way, way, way up. Why? Because earnings. They blew everything out of proportion. If you weren't here for the earnings, they have a stock split. They blew their earnings out of the water from the previous year over 260%. They blew their earnings per share out of the water by over $1. Okay, they have a dividend now, or they increased their dividend by 150%. This is all amazing news. So as the market pulled back, NVIDIA pushed higher. We have a lot to go over today, guys, but we're going to make sure that you are all aware of what's going on. The volume is very low and can barely hear me. Can somebody confirm that? Oh, it's quiet. All right, cool. Let's just double check this, make sure. Let's make sure we are good. Wonder why it's so quiet. Let me see here. We'll get the mic fixed right now. Mic check. Let's make sure the microphone's doing right. It should be good. Should be good. I wonder why the microphone's so low. Does it sound any better? Maybe I can talk into it like this. Mic check. Jimmy Bright says it sounds good. I hope it sounded good, man. We got a beautiful intro. I don't want to have to redo that. All right, guys, we'll check it out. This is what we're going to do today. We see the sea of red in front of us. What we're looking for today is, plain and simple, what is relatively strong in the market. It's the RS. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Jimmy, John, Predator. I hope everybody can hear me just fine. We're going to continue on. The chart, the charts. What are we looking for? Relative strength in the market. But first, we need to go over the S&P 500, the QQQ, the IWM, and then, of course, we're going to look at the VIX Volatility Index, and then we're going to jump right into the stocks, the juicy, delicious stocks that are out there. Why am I so stinking pumped to talk about the S&P 500 on a huge red day? Why am I so damn excited? Because I have good news for each and every one of you out there. This pullback, I truly believe this pullback is going to have a very nice bounce. Now, we do have a poll up. I would like you to go ahead and vote on that poll over there. And it's totally fine if you have an opposite, if you completely think that we are going to fail. If you are a bear in this market, that's fine. I'm a bear with bull horns. I would like to know your side of the story too. So if you're not live and you're listening to this at a later time, then what I need you to do, I need you to tell me why you think you are so bearish on this market, why we're coming down harder and faster. I see this red line, previous all-time highs that we broke out. Then we have confirmed a power uptrend well above a 10-day moving average, and I've been telling you guys for weeks now, I'm expecting a pullback. Here is that pullback. You can look back here. The last time we would take off, We would take off and we had this beautiful uptrend. We had this push through, a follow through day, and we started to form a power trend. And look at this, we pulled right back and bounced off the 10-day moving average. Then we pushed up higher, right? Extended from a 10-day, and we pulled back and grabbed another 10-day moving average. That is what we do in this market. We don't ever stay extended for too long of a period of time. That fear of missing out will catch you. It will catch you very, very quick. Okay, that's why I say you need, and we're talking about Mo Wealth, not to call Mo Wealth on this, but he stopped out a couple of days ago on an Abercrombie and Fitch trade. And all I said was, hey, well, it's a little bit of an extended play. If you're buying extended, meaning if you're buying higher than where the 10-day moving average is, then you should expect there to be a pullback. So have a tight stop or play an intraday trade. But if you're playing a swing trade, 10, 21-day moving average, wait for those pullbacks. And now we have that pullback. And not only is it a bounce off of a 10-day moving average, but we're also bouncing off that previous all-time highs of 524.66. The market is currently trading at 526 right now, maybe a little higher in the aftermarket, but it reached a new all-time high today as well, which gives me confluency that it wanted to pull back. People want to take some profits there. 533.07 for the S&P 500. That is a absolute beautiful thing to see in this overall market. So, yes, I am excited. I am happy we have a pullback. Of course, I'm rooting for your 401k, your Roth IRA. I'm rooting for any investment vehicle that you have parked your money for your future, for your children, for whatever kind of rainy day. Maybe a 64 bubble top Impala. Did I get the year right? Did I get the year right, B. Stewie? Heck yeah. I can't ever remember the year. I think it's a 64 bubble top Impala. That's what we're buying. That's what we're buying with our first million. Next up is the QQQ. We're going to see these. They're going to look pretty similar. The QQQ did look like it held up stronger, though. It didn't pull all the way back down to that 10-day moving average. Mostly the reason why is because of NVIDIA. NVIDIA decided to hold up. NVIDIA decided to stay strong. So NVIDIA is going to help lead the QQQs to stay higher, to show more relative strength in this overall market. Now let's look at the IWM. Now, this is troubling. The IWM has had a real hard time getting up off this area. Now, we've talked about that psychological and technical area of 200. I even drew this little murky water out here for you. We broke above it. We stayed above a 50-day moving average, but now we are back down here just above a 50-day moving average. The IWM took the biggest hit. Why? Because it can barely get off of its feet anyway. There's already resistance overhead. It's not hitting new all-time highs. The speculatory money going into the small caps and the mid caps is just not happening yet. It started to look fruitful. It started to look good, but now it's looking gritty. It's looking nitty and gritty down here. So we are expecting a bounce off the 50-day moving average as well. Okay? So we're going to see if we can get that. Now, my ideas, my thoughts, my biases, my opinions might completely change if we continue down tomorrow. If we don't get that bounce that I'm expecting, well, then my whole bias is going to change. You have to be very easygoing in this market. You can't say it's going to go up. That's why I always say I'm a bear with bull horns. I love to short, I love to long. But if it's not the right time to do one of those things, then I'm going to flip to the other side because I like making money first and foremost before I act like I'm a bear or a bull. Okay, guys, so now let's look at the VIX Volatility Index. We're going to skip all that extra stuff tonight. I want to show you we did finally get a pop-up in the VIX Volatility Index. What is the VIX Volatility? It is your fear gauge, your fear indicator. Thank you, B. Stewie. 63 Bubble Top Impala. Our first $1 million on this YouTube show. That is exactly what I'm going to buy. We're going to get a 63 Bubble Top Impala. I'm going to take this beautiful trading setup that I have here. You guys would love it. This is a beautiful setup. Anybody that trades would like this setup. And we're going to make our setup inside that bubble top. I'm going to have leather seats. It's going to be a beautiful thing, and you guys will be here for it when it happens. Back to the VIX Volatility Index. And Diver, I see you throwing in some small caps in there. We're definitely going to go over MNDY, Moody, and CDZ. I can't see it because the heart's in the way. CDZI. We'll be going over that very, very soon, guys. We got an awesome watch list because our group here in the community, we always want to look at the relative strong market stocks. If we're having a pullback and we see stocks stay up, you know, it's like holding a basketball underwater, right? When the market starts to come back up, that stock that held up is just going to go way higher, way faster. That's why it's the RS. That's why it's relatively strong compared to the market. Back to the VIX Volatility Index. Back to the fear gauge. The VIX Volatility Index popped up today, reached an area around 1335. We were just talking about this 2 days ago. We reached a new all-time low last week and this week. And you can see it's beautiful. We haven't been down here in a very long time. The last blurb that we had was the Israel issues that we were having in the Middle East. There was a lot of conflict. There was a lot of confluency in there that made things very hard for trading. We started to see energy rise. We started to see those consumer cyclicals start to rise when the fear starts to head up. And now, well, if we look at XOM or XLE, you can see those have also had a major pullback, as well as gold, as well as silver, aluminum. All of the fear gauge all pulled back as well with the market. So that shows some confluency as well, that things are still looking good in my personal opinion. So we want to see this fear gauge continue to head down or at least trade sideways for a while. That's going to be just fine. But the fear in the market did pop up very small. It was nothing crazy. Now, let's go over quite a few stocks, okay? And if you have any stocks or if you have any questions, I want you to feel free to ask those questions in the chat right now. You're more than welcome to. And also, guys, while you are here, if you're new to this, take a look at my screen. Yeah, my screen right here. Smash that like button. I'm going to refresh this page. Let's see how many likes that we have in here. Oh, we got 8 likes in here, but we got, what, 10 people? Come on, let's get those numbers up, baby. We got to get those numbers up. Hit that like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I see we have a few new subscribers since we started this channel. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. It's awesome to have you guys in here. You guys are awesome. And kudos to you for subscribing. You just clicked on the best channel. No, not I'm only kidding. But and if you haven't already joined the Discord, we have a meeting every night at 9 o'clock. So thank you guys for getting those numbers up. It's making me feel absolutely amazing. So let me go over my trades, and I'm going to let you guys go ahead and post whatever other tickers you want to in the thing. So I got an ASPN right at the end of the day. Why? Well, it's setting up beautifully. We've talked about the trend break strategies. We've talked about the base breakout strategies. ASPN came in here on higher volume today. While the overall market's pulling back, ASPN says, hold my beer. I'm going to wait around in this lazy pool on volume, and I'm ready to rip, tater, chip when the market says it's time. So I decided to get in end of day, which doesn't usually line up for me. I usually don't buy at the end of the day. It's actually something that I learned many moons ago. You don't buy at the end of the day. But I have seen in a lot of these things that are setting up, I'm going to take a smaller amount of risk, because if this thing rips in the pre-market, or if this thing starts to rip first thing in the morning at open bell, I can watch something else right now because I'm already in it and I'm risking a small amount. So I can at least say I've got my toes in the water. Next up is FLEX. Now, a few of us in the Discord has taken FLEX, and Covey, Adam, my dude, I see you in there. Can you check out ASPN, FLEX? We're already onto those too, baby, because I'm in ASPN and we are in FLEX. And while the overall market was pulling back, you better believe the FLEX was flexing on the market today. So it was good to see that up 30 at 32.18. It did have a small pullback, but mostly traded sideways today. When we got in this, it was a base breakout setup that was called out in our Discord. Thank you, Adam, by the way. It was either Adam or Holy Diver. Shout out to both of you guys for checking those out or for posting these. I think it was Adam. We ended up taking this breakout at 29.72 on volume, people, on volume, keyword. And this thing actually pulled back, did not break the previous day's low. Look at this. We were within 1 penny. No joke. 1 penny. We stuck to our rules. I was even talking about the day before in the Discord how I wanted to exit this so I had more buying power for something else. But I stuck to my rules. I stuck to the trade. And sure enough, we are up quite a bit of money, actually. So I've exited out about $200 or $300 worth. I'm only holding 100 shares left of this. The stop out is going to be the break of the 10-day moving average because it's above my break even now. So I've exited shares at 30. I've exited shares at 31.91. And this trade is rip, tater, chip to the north side. You love to see it, and we want to see more of it. So that's a beautiful, beautiful sign. If you're not in Flex already, this thing is well extended. These are stocks that I'm already in. It's not stocks that I'm watching, so keep that in mind. We got a few more that I want to go over, and then we're definitely going to look at everything that's being brought up in the chat. Just so you guys know, we are here. I see you in the chat. You are not going to be left behind. No chat left behind. FNMAS, this was actually called out by another gentleman in our Discord, Mo Wealth. He is not with us tonight. Where the hell are you, Mo Wealth? FNMAS, this is Fannie Mae. I'm sure you guys are all aware of Fannie Mae. It's the mortgage services that gives lending credit out to other people for buying and borrowing houses. Not borrowing houses, but buying houses, borrowing money for buying houses. And you can see here we're right up at that top. And as the overall market pulled back, guess what held strong? FNMAS. Why? Well, we got into a relative strong stock. So that way when the market does pull back, we take less of a hit. Now, let me show you a few stocks that I'm in that did take a hit, but did not stop me out. Google, this actually came all the way down to the 10-day moving average, closed just below it. I'm holding on to my last 50 shares. If it breaks this low, I will exit this trade. We got in on this trend breakout. We exited most of our shares at 174.62. We're letting that last 50 ride. I would like to see the bounce. If we don't get a bounce and we have a pullback tomorrow, that's A-okay. I clean my hands of it, and we'll just say, hey, we made plenty of money on this thing. I'm not going to get greedy. Greedy will kill you. I promise. It'll kill your account. You make that money, and then you let the rest ride. Netflix had another beautiful pullback as well. I played this breakout here, and every time you play a beautiful breakout and it works out in your favor, you say, man, why didn't I take more shares, right? This is exactly one of those things. It broke out, it headed higher, and I was up within the first day. I was up quite a few $100, I think $300 or $400. So I exited half of the shares, and I'm letting the rest ride. I'm not even worried about this trade. It's definitely well above the 10-day still, and it even bounced very, very clean when the overall market bounced. So this is still showing extreme strength in this market. I do love Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I'm saying I love the look of the stock, okay? I could care less if I like what they do. I'm all about price action, right, guys? If it's not padding my wallet, if it's not making my wallet look like a freaking Bible, then I don't care about the stock. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what they're making. I don't care how much money they're making or any of that. If the stock's going up, that's what I care about because I'm long, baby. Okay, and if it pulls back and breaks this 10-day moving average, that's when I'm wrong. That's when I'm going to be out. Or not when I'm wrong, but that's when the momentum is done. NVDL, if you're not aware of it, NVDL is NVDA, okay? NVDL is a leveraged ETF that follows NVDA. So instead of buying $1,051 stock, I'm buying a $51 stock, okay? And we bought this at the opening range breakout. I'll just go over that really, really quick with you guys. Look at this. So right here, when we opened up, now pay attention, Dan Bob, the greatest moderator alive. If you'll pay attention, you asked this question 2 days ago. I knew it would come around. This is called an opening range breakout. Right now on here, I'm on the 1 minute time frame. If we look at the opening range breakout, I learned this from Christian Quilamagi, a great trader, not just a great trader, but an amazing trader, G-O-D-like, G-O-A-T-like. We have this opening range break. Here is your first 1 minute candle. The first 1 minute candle is going to show me where I want to enter. And then after that, whatever shows the lowest candle below is going to be my exit. So low of day is my exit, my risk management. You guys need to know risk management. That is my low of day. The break of the top is going to be where I buy. I set my alert, and immediately, if you guys were with me in the chat, immediately I was rip, tater chip, and we exited out 1/4 of our shares right away. I paid myself immediately. Okay, so that way if it comes all the way back down here, now my risk is actually being tolerated. Okay, I did not bring my stop up because I want to give this room to breathe, and I'm glad that I didn't because it did need some room to breathe. It came all the way back down. The market hit that high, that previous high, and bounced. I'm still holding the 3/4 of the shares, and I will not exit this trade until it breaks down in this area. So we exited out, I don't even remember how much money we ended up making off that, but I'll just show you right now what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and take my stop loss, and I'm gonna put it right down here. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna right click, and then I'm going to create, let me do this, cancel or replace, and I'm gonna switch this good till close. This is a stop order for the 150 shares that I'm in, and it's good till close. So now I don't have to worry about my stop order tomorrow morning, okay? Then, of course, I have my long-term accounts, VOO and VTI, but we don't need to get into our investment strategies right now. Now, this is the point where I take a sip. I cheers for you. We're going to take a sip, and then we're going to go over everything that's in the chat because, man, I'm seeing it and I'm loving it. We're going to have a good one. That's a good one. Decided to try an IPA tonight. A little bitter, but with the pineapple deliciousness that's involved with it, it makes the bitterness not taste so bad. All right, guys, let's go over the chat. So yeah, Bubble Top 63. Hopefully your 63 has better lighting, Two-Face. Oh, is my lighting that bad? Do I need to get a new light, guys? Yeah, I guess my lighting is pretty bad. It looks it looks pretty shitty. Yeah, cheers to you too, man. Cheers to you too. Maybe one more. All right, let's see what we got here, guys. Man, you guys are really chatting it up. This is awesome. All right, so we got Holy Diver's got some small caps for us. Let's go over a couple of small caps tonight, guys. Now, when we go over these small caps, we need to understand, you guys need to know, when we go over these small caps, these are rip your face off kind of stocks. They are going to be your faster movers, okay? These aren't usually ones that you want to mess with, but they usually are smaller size shares. So if you have a small account, these can really make your account, okay? They can also break your account. So if you're only trading with a couple of $1,000 or even a couple of $100, you've got to understand if you don't use risk management, you might not be able to trade again. First thing I'm seeing on this thing is a huge accumulation. All right, so if we look at something like this, you can see that we can draw a simple trend pattern right here. I'm immediately going to set my alert for the break of the trend to the north side. My alert's going to be set right here at 230, and if it breaks that previous high of 238, we could have a squeeze scenario where this constantly is getting squeezed because people are going to have their covers here and here and here and here. And we also have the breakout or the long traders that are going to go ahead and play this to the north side. Okay? Yeah, absolutely. Diver, I'm on top of it, baby. Come on now. You know I'm already going to do it. We could even go back to its initial IPO. You know, we could even go back like this. I think this looks a little cleaner though. So yeah, this trend break is going to be absolutely amazing. And Diver, I really like this one. So guys, we're going to go ahead and put that on the watch list right here. MNY, that's on the watch list. That is the small cap, 10.2% average daily range. That's a fast stinking mover, guys. So we need to be very, very careful of that. Let's go MODV. MODV, now I don't like anything below a 200-day moving average or that's on a huge downtrend, but Holy Diver brought this up because you can see just how tight this is getting right here. Okay, you can see it's following this 10-day moving average very, very well. I don't even need to draw a trend line. It's holding it so well. And you can also see, if we zoom in here, the structure of this is kind of showing a nice little base right here at the top. Okay, so you can keep that on your watch list. This is not my type of setup. I don't really care for that. MNY, I don't see, yeah, there's no 200-day moving average actually on it. So there's nothing scaring me away, but it is above all of its moving averages, so I like that one. But so when we look at the structure of, where is it, MODV, I like the structure. I like that it's above its moving averages, but it's not as clean to me because we have a 200-day moving average. We also have a lot of overhead resistance still over here at this $40 area, but I do like the structure down here at the base, but it's not one for me. That's not going on my watch list. And I hope when you play it, you can come back and say, hey, Dave, I made a ton of money on that stock. You're an idiot. And I'll say, hey, man, I'm a loser unless I'm learning, right? We'll learn a little something from everything, but those are just not my trades. Now, this one here also is starting to set up. This one is a 6% mover. We have quite a bit of overhead resistance, but you can see that this is this is back in the dizzy. But this resistance here at 3.8, this resistance here at $5, we got to be careful with. But you see, we get this big push up, and we're starting to form a structure here on CDZI. So that might be one to keep on your watch list if you're into those small and mid caps. All right. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Hopefully your 63 has better lighting, Two-Face. All right, I already read that. Whatever. Whatever, Dan Bob. Man, I do got to get a better light. I might work on that tomorrow. I actually got this light right above me. Maybe I need to put it right here. Like hang it a little better. I'll fix it. I'll get better lighting. That's the next thing to go, baby. For sure. I like it. Let's see. ASPN. So we looked at ASPN Flex. Covey says ENV. Let's take a look at ENV. So Covey, I know that you got in ENV. I actually marked where you entered this, which is actually a beautiful, beautiful entry. So why is Covey looking at this? Well, let's take a little peeky gander in his mind here and figure out why. Well, first thing I see is we have a base structure here, and we have a base on top of a base structure. Now, what does this remind me of, guys? Let's look at this. I want you to hone your eyes in on this beautiful trade for 1 second, okay? It's unfortunate that the S&P 500 had to pull back on this, but you'll see if we had confluency, let's take a look at a stock that reminds me of a base on top of a base. FSLR, base on top of a base. Just before this broke out, I was talking about this base on top of a base, but I did not have my alert set. Okay, so we did not get to see this. And I remember this day I called out in chat. I said, who the hell didn't alert FSLR? Like, come on, guys. Of course, it's nobody else's fault but my own. And if anybody, I should be the one alerting you guys, right? But we missed FSLR. And it is heartbreaking because look at this beautiful move. You wouldn't even had time to exit shares. This thing moved up so hard, so fast. You want to talk about relative strength? FSLR moved up over 26% in 2 days on this First Solar company, this clean energy company. So now back to the stock at hand, which is ENVO. No, what is it? I gotta find it. ENV. Sorry, guys. So ENV. So we go back to ENV, and we're seeing the same structured setup. We have a base on top of a base. This thing tried to break out, and if we move in on the 5-minute here, you'll see exactly why he decided to take this. Look at this volume blurb here, guys. A big amount of volume overall came into this. You don't see this size of a volume coming in over the course of the last week, okay? So I zoom in on this 1 minute, and I see, wow, there's a lot more volume coming in on this stock. It's continually to come in on this stock. There's a current volume multiplier of 1.5. Thank you, Holy Diver, for that indicator. And you can see here when it pulled back, it ripped back up, and he used this with the stop of low of day. So I'll just mark this down here for you. That's going to be his stop. Now, why is his stop there? Well, you can clearly see if he took this on a 3.3% ADR, he is risking the ADR, okay? It's a little over the ADR, but he's been watching this for a while. He likes the stock, and he likes the structure of it. So base on top of a base, he's in it to win it, people, and let's root for our boy Covey because I'd like to see him take this one tomorrow if we do get that beautiful, beautiful bounce. While I'm taking a sip, go ahead and take a look at the screen. You know what I'm going to ask. Smash it, baby. Let's see what we're up to. Let's see what we're up to. Hell yeah. 12 likes. We're doing it. We're doing it, baby. 12 likes. If you're new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe. Join the Discord. It's absolutely free. Everything I bring is free. I will not ask of anything except for you to hit that like and subscribe button. And of course, we go over all the hottest stocks. We go over the relatively strong stocks in the market, and we make sure you are up to date on everything when it comes to the data. So make sure you stick with us, baby. Me, you, me. Let's do it, baby. All right, let's see what else we got going on in the chat. I see you guys smashing the love button. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, so we got through Covey's. Let's check out some high-tight flags that didn't dunk today, Holy Diver said. So let's see what we got. We went over ASPN. That is a very popular one. ASPN, guys. It didn't dunk. It's trading sideways. We're in it to win it. We're already in this, and it's not too late to get in, to be very honest. Now, these aren't buy or sell recommendations at all. This is just my big head talking to you, saying, hey, I like this structure. I like the stock. I like the stock. Yeah, don't sue me. I'm wildly wrong sometimes, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. So ASPN, Flex, ENV. So PAHC. PAHC. Ooh, wee. Okay, so now this is what I'm talking about. above a 200-day moving average, a push higher, now holding a beautiful structure. Why have we not been looking at this one? PAHC. Let me go ahead and blow this guy's up so you guys can see this beautiful structured base right here. I really, really like this one. I'm going to go ahead and set my alert on it. You can see it wanted to try once, maybe twice. We're going to set our alert right here so that way when it gets up here, we can take a little peeky gander. I feel like the base breakout's going to be around 1850-ish. We'll say 1850 to 1875. And that is when the alert goes off. We're going to look into the 5-minute. We're going to look for more volume that's been trading in the past week. And if we see it, we're going to take it. This looks very, very nice. Now, our next question is, how relatively strong is it compared to the market? So I pull out this beautiful thing, which we will have very soon. Adam and I will work on getting you guys a link for this so you guys can get a discount on this, an affiliate link. We've been working with we've been working on trying to get this for you guys. So our apologies. We'll get that taken care of this weekend. Adam, let's get on top of that, baby. We'll definitely. So this is health and technology. So health and technology hasn't been doing bad, but if we look at XLV, we can see health and technology. Let's just zoom out. Actually, health and technology is still up there. We are at an area of resistance, nowhere near the all-time high, and it had a big pullback today. So at least that stock is looking very, very strong. But in the overall ETF, we are getting a pullback, as we're probably going to see for most stocks. But it's above all of its rising moving averages. So this, I would say, this sector is doing pretty well. So that stock being said, we're going to have to throw that on the watch list, absolutely. So that is PAHC. We got CCSI, and then I got a special one for you guys. I'm going to throw this one there. CCSI, so it's below a 200-day moving average, but I like the structure. This obviously needs a lot more time to set up. We don't want to see this thing break out here. We want to see it come down here, maybe around that 1890 area, get really tight, and follow this trend a little tighter here. And if it can break out above this, that might be a really, really good one to keep an eye on. I just don't like anything below a 200-day moving average or too much of this overhead resistance, actually. So that's going to ruin it for me, the overhead resistance. Just not my play, something I do like to see. Dan Bob, love, hate, ASPN, yeah, I feel you. You were zoomed in too far today. Too far today. Okay. AY. So AY, yeah, same thing here, guys. Quite a bit of this overhead resistance. I don't like that. You know, we can see the same setup right here. You know, so it's starting to set up, but it's just, I don't like all that overhead resistance. I really don't, but it has a beautiful base right here. So it might be something that we want to be alerted to. We'll just go ahead and set our alert there. I'm not going to throw this on the watch list. Just want to get an alert, because if we get an absurd amount of volume to come in after it formed these new higher lows, then we want to take a look at it and maybe change our minds during that situation. Now, since we are talking about those faster movers, there's something that I want to bring up to you guys. Let me just check. I don't even know if my phone has battery or not. Let me just see, because I put this in my phone, but I don't remember. Let me just see the ticker here, guys. You're going to want to see this one. I promise you that. You're going to want to see this stock. So let me go to my watch list here. And, yeah, you guys are going to want to see this. So I had Danny send me one. He said it's setting up. It's setting up, man. It's setting up. I want to, you know, and why? I don't know why. I'm fumbling here. I'm fumbling, boys. Hold on. Bear with me. I think this is very important. I think you guys are going to love to see this one. Let me take a little sip, Shawana. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got you. Oh, have we gone over ASTI yet? It is right here. Look at ASTI. Now, this is crazy. This is a penny stock. All right. If we look at this thing on the hourly, look at this. This is one for you, Holy Diver. This is not my type of stock, but it's setting up on the hourly. This is one of those penny stocks, guys. I don't usually play penny stocks, and I don't recommend these to anybody, okay? But I'm going to set my alert right here. I might just take a little dibble-dabble on it. I don't usually mess with these guys, but this might be the epic pump and dump that you're looking for, okay? Since solar right now, FSLR, is getting some heat, ASTI might be on the street. You might want to keep an eye on it. okay? But I don't recommend these. Nylish, what's going on? What's going on, brother? Glad you could make it. Zamora, ICU, MUSA. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I want to catch up on all of these. All right, so we're all the way up to Holy Diver. Let's see. B. Stewie says black on black, 63 Impala with a 409 engine with a 4-speed is what I'm buying after a big hit. You know what, dude? I'm just copying you. I'm just copying you. Black on black, though? Ah, dude, I love the red. Black on red. Black on red. A solid red bubble top with black liner and like a cream interior leather seat. And I'll put the 409 engine in it too, but here's the thing. I'm gonna have the exhaust run out through the barn, so when I'm trading, I can still turn it on and sit in it while it's running, so you can feel the car vibrating. So, B. Stewie says, Dave is number one. B. Stewie, you are number one. Absolutely love you. Sprinkles, baby. Keep me up in that nerve center, baby. Let's go. Covey says, cheers, brothers. Cheers to you. This one is for you, not for me. Let's see. Draw a down. Yeah, we drew the downtrend on the MNY. I think I did it pretty well. MNY is below a 200-day moving average. Let's just double check that. Where's the 200-day moving average? Has it been open long enough to be below a 200-day moving average? I don't have a 200-day moving average on this, so I don't think what you say is true, Dan Bob, but prove me wrong if you will. The 50-day moving average just popped up in 12/22, okay? Now, it could be, but I doubt it, okay? So MNY, this is definitely one of the best stocks, the best structured stocks I looked at today. This reminds me of FNMAS. If we look at this on the daily, look at it's got the same structure here to it, right? It's just that huge downtrend breakout, right? Same structure, guys. Same structure as we have on MNY. This is a clean setup. I really, really like this, and I really appreciate you pointing this out to me, man. I'll take 1,000 shares on this for sure. If this breaks out, I'll take 1,000 shares on this. All right, what else we got? Let's see. MNY is below. Nope. Tuesday masterclass will be setting alerts. Yes. Not only will we be going over a lot of the stocks in our Discord, we're also going to go over on how to set alerts. A lot of people think, oh, well, you're just setting an alert, right? Well, there's reasons why we set alerts in certain areas and why it's so important to reset those alerts. Because there's a lot of undercuts and rallies. There's a lot of fake outs and then breakdowns. There's a lot of different things. So we're going to do a masterclass. You keep calling it a masterclass. I mean, we can call it a masterclass, but really it's just a deeper dive. You know, maybe that's what a masterclass is. But it's just a deeper dive, guys. And if you want to be a part of that, just go ahead and join our Discord. It's absolutely free. We are here as a community. We're always doing this. We're always trying to grow because you're a loser unless you're learning. So make sure you're learning something new every single day with us in the Discord. Dan Bob's got that love-hate with ASPN. Welcome to our community. Feel free to chat and ask questions. Absolutely, I agree with that. WDC. Let's take a little peeky gander at that. Western Digital Corporation. Oh, look at this. This looks pretty good. It had a pullback with the rest of the market, but it's obviously relatively strong in the overall market. And one thing I just like to do here, guys, WDC, sometimes I like to read a little excerpt of what's going on with it. So it's electric technology, and let's just read what they do here. Western Digital Corp engages in the development and manufacturing market and sale of data, storage, device, and solutions. It operates through the flash and hard drive segments. The flash segment represents flash-based data. All right, that's cool. I like this structure. I think it looks really, really well, and I like this base here for a breakout. So keep an eye on WDC. Not only do we have a base breakout here, but if we look at the overall daily, you can see all the way back here, it is a huge cup. This isn't more of the William O'Neill's type cup and handle, so don't get this confused. But this is still a nice area for a breakout on that 77.05 if it can get through 77.70 first, okay? All right. Dan Bob, I see you. We'll get that. We'll get to that. Send me a picture in the Discord. I don't believe you. I just don't believe you, Dan Bob. Only kidding. Yeah, WDC is looking good. Aerospace, baby. Yeah, we could take a little peeky gander. Do you want to go over aerospace? We can go over aerospace really, really quick because I only got about 4 stocks in the aerospace. We'll go over the aerospace really quick, guys. You know, I feel like everybody's sleeping on aerospace, and the only one that knows about it is B. Stewie. Okay, we're going to go over 3 stocks right now. Put these on your watch list. Keep an eye on aerospace because it's been an absolute freaking doozy for a while now, okay? HWM, absolutely beautiful. Finally getting a pullback after it's been rip, tater chip to the north side. This could have been played as an opening range breakout, but this was not played as an opening range breakout. It was just used as an example. So it's pulling back on the 10-day moving average, but HWM is looking really good. It's called Howmet Aerospace. This is what you want to see in a good structure here, a big push up and then a pullback. But what are we waiting for, guys? We're waiting for a trend breakout or a base breakout. Those are the 2 things that we need to see before I can get into the trade, right? And then on top of that, this is a slower ADR, so let's try and find something a little faster. We got PPA over here. If my chart will load. It's taking a little longer than I anticipated it to. Then we also have AVAV. Neither one of these are loading. It looks like Thinkorswim wants to die on me. So maybe we go ahead and bring this up. So we got AVAV. Look at this. Adapt and overcome, baby. That's what we do. That is just what we do. So we got AVAV. You can see this thing is relatively strong in the market at 96 RS rating. That's what we want to see, a 96 RS rating, and it's still holding up there at the top. Didn't have much of a pullback, just kind of trading sideways. Well, the overall market did this. So AVAV, actually it broke all-time new highs with the market today and then just pulled back and traded sideways, not even hitting its previous low. So AVAV is looking absolutely beautiful. And now this is also one of those that are a higher ADR. So if you look at HWM, it's a slower mover, right? But AVAV, faster, 3.2%. We try to get above 4%, but that's A-okay. And then also we have PPA, which I don't know what's going on with Thinkorswim today, but let's look at PPA over here on our working charts. Maybe I'm just impatient. So here's PPA. PPA broke its 10-day moving average. It has a very slow ADR, so I'm just keeping an eye on it, but you know, too slow for me. This is 0.8%. If you get into this thing, you're not going to see your money moving very fast. So there is your look on the aerospace. B. Stewie. B. Stewie said, aerospace ain't sleeping. I ain't sleeping on aerospace, but I am. I was until you brought it to my attention. So thank you so much for that, B. Stewie. Let's see. Yeah, Nihilish. Yeah, baby. WDC, aerospace. Oh, we can look at GE. Yeah, I think you took a trade on GE, didn't you, today? B. Stewie, if you can, let me know what your average was. I promise not to shit on you. Actually, you should be pretty happy wherever you bought in today, actually, because it's closed. It's closing very nice. So the breakout area was at that 163.33. We had this marked out. This is also a slower mover at 2.1%, but hey, it's GE, right? GE is in the aerospace as well. So this is beautiful to see. And we have this huge downtrend. So if we look at this daily, guys, this is the kind of trends I'm looking for. We did a masterclass, if you will. We did a masterclass on the GE, on the aerospace, and right here you have this beautiful downtrend, right? A beautiful downtrend. It peekabooed right above it. It traded sideways, then rip, tater, chip. So this rip, tater, chip was accompanied by volume. That's what you want to see, guys. That is exactly what you want to see when you want to get into a stock. So kudos to you for getting into GE. It's a beautiful structure. It's a beautiful space to be in. You have your theme. You have your sector. You have your volume. You have your setup. You got it all, baby. B. Stewie in the house. Let's go. From the nerve center, baby. I did not get into GE today. I was just managing my account and trying to hedge it by taking some shorts. But I seen you guys in the chat. I commemorate you. My top hat tips to you, good sirs. Let's see what else we got. We got Nihilish. Hello, David. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Mama. What up, Mama? Ginger Hopper in the house. What's going on? We'll see you Friday, Mama. We'll see you Friday. Let's see. B. Stewie, Nihilish hates B. Stewie. All right, I'm giving everybody the chat through. Nihilish, SoFi. Yeah, we can go ahead and look at SoFi. Now, I will tell you this. If you ask a question like, is it a good time to get in? That is not something I can answer. I can't give you that. I'm not a financial advisor. And even if I was, I hate to tell you, but very simple. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if this thing's going to go up or down or not. But you would have to tell me if it's a good time for you to get in or not. Because if you're going to get in, you need to know where you're going to get out first. You got to use proper risk management. You need to understand we're playing off of support and resistance. We need to know that we have our setup. Mine are base breakouts and trend breakouts, right? And then I have some intraday shorting strategies that I like to play, which is kind of a range bound thing, but that's for another time once I have some data to back up that so I can preach that. I'm not going to teach you guys anything or preach about anything that I don't have data on yet, okay? And I don't have data on my shorting strategy. So SoFi, if we're looking at this, sure. I mean, it looks good. Why? Because it's at an area of support. But why would I not touch this thing with a 10-foot pole? Well, it's below a declining 200-day moving average. It's below its declining trend line. So this, to me, I mean, it might be the best time ever to get into SoFi. But from what I see, this is an absolute garbage, flaming hot doo-doo stock. I don't know why I got so intense there. Sorry. No, but it is. It's garbage. I don't like SoFi at all, and I would not enter this trade personally with my own money. Okay? And I mean that in the most loving and caring way. This thing might go through the roof. It might squeeze tomorrow to $100. I don't really know. But when I look at this for the way I trade, below a 200 and declining 200-day moving average, I'm already hands off. If it's not breaking a trend line or above any of the other moving average, like the 10, the 21, or the 50-day moving average, I'm hands off, right? And it's not showing relative strength. So we look at SoFi, and we see on the RS rating, its RS rating is only 36 here, Nihilish. So we need to look at better stocks. Why? Because when the overall market pulls back and you're in a relatively strong ticker, then you're not going to get this kind of pullback that you've seen in SoFi today. Okay? That is a big smack in the face. And if it breaks this area and starts to head lower, who knows how low SoFi can go, right? It's not one of those stocks that it's too big to fail. You can already see it's already failing, and it's got a lot of overhead resistance. So no, I don't agree with SoFi. I don't like SoFi. Let's see, what else? Zamora. I forgot. I'm so sorry, Zamora. MUSA. MUSA. Let's take a little peeky gander. Now, this is what I'm talking about, Zamora. Thank you. This is a little bit slower of a mover of a stock, but it's a hell of a lot better than the last stock you pointed out because it's above a 200-day moving average. It's above a 10, 21, 30, and a 50-day moving average. It's actually showing some basing structure. This is what I like to see. So very good pick. Now, this isn't probably something I would get into because it's a little slower. Nihilish, you're absolutely welcome, brother, and I hope I wasn't too harsh. Sometimes I just get a little excited when I talk here, Nihilish. But yeah, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you for being here. So MUSA looks pretty good. It's just a slower mover at 2.1%. We can create an alert just so we get alerted to this. So that way, if Zamora, you're not in the chat, I can reach out to you and say, hey, it's at 446. It's a little expensive here, but I'll tell you this, you aren't an expensive stock unless you're worth it, right? So MUSA, Murphy USA. Let's see what Murphy USA is. MUSA, let's take a little peeky gander. It's retail trade. I didn't know Murphy was a retail trade stock. So this must, I think this is in the same line as like Amazon and PDD, which are actually doing pretty well lately. So let's just read it. Let's see if I'm right. It engages in the marketing motor fuel products and convenient merchandise through retail stores. So they actually create a product and sell it to the retail stores, I believe. So Murphy Express, it collaborates through Walmart, to offer customers discount and free items. Okay. Okay, yeah, so they make a product. They make an oil product, okay? So that's cool. If oil goes up, Murphy goes up, I believe. I think that sounds about right. So yeah, I like Murphy. I like MUSA. Zamora, very good on that. Let's see. Mama, sorry, got to go to bed. Come on, old lady. You can stay up longer than that, Mama. Come on. She says, got to see you tomorrow. Keep up the great work. Well, I appreciate you being here. You probably didn't hear me say goodbye, but sweet dreams. I hope you don't get any nightmares. That sounded so cynical. Hope you don't get any nightmares, Mom. Next up, Dan Bob. I said, welcome, Nihilish, and you blew me off for Stewie. Oh, I'll give you some love right there for that one, brother. Let's see. Predator Thinkorswim is doing some maintenance. Oh, are they? Oh, man. Well, they need to calm down. Don't they know I'm live streaming? Let's see. Yeah, Thinkorswim needs to fix their 200-day moving average. Maybe. You're probably right. Nihilish says, cool, thanks again. Yep, going through and sharing technicals, and it's all good. Yeah, baby. Well, we are all caught up on the chat. Thank you guys so much for being so thorough in the chat. I got a few more tickers that I can go over before we head out. We have VRT. So somebody pointed out VRT yesterday. VRT still held up very well above its 10-day moving average. So I still am liking VRT holdings. LLY, I wanted to go over LLY just because it also held up very, very well. We had this beautiful intra-trend break on the hourly, but it was just too extended for me to want to take this thing. But if you guys look, I mean, B. Stewie actually brought this one up as well. B. Stewie, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, dude, you've been calling out some really good stocks. They're slower movers, but, you know, you're finding the structures. You're finding the structures, brother. You're killing it, man. And I really appreciate you being here. LLY did a really good job breaking out of that 787 popping up. Yosef's in the building. Oh, I know APP. We'll look up APP here in just a second. I like that, Yosef. Yeah, baby. You know, I've been watching APP for quite some time, actually, so it's good to see that. Let's see. Yeah, time. Thank you very much, Dan Bob. I do appreciate that. We're going to go ahead. Hey, let's just do this. Before we carry on, we're going to go through just about 3 or 4 more tickers, but I want you guys to look at my screen. This is what I need you to do for me. I'm going to hit the refresh page here, and let's see what we got. We got 17 likes. Goodness gracious. I couldn't ask for a better community. You guys are awesome. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a part of this amazing community. We have an awesome team. We have trained our eyes. We have trained each other to look for base breakouts and trend breakouts to find the relatively strong stocks in the market. You can join the Discord. We have meetings every night at 9, whether we're reading a book, whether we're going over trend breaks or base breaks, whether we're going over the state of the market. We do all of that here for you for free. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button, join the Discord, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for letting me go through that. And I appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes. We're killing it, baby. We are killing it. We are growing so stinking fast. It's amazing. So LLY had that beautiful breakout at 787 and then rip tater chip to the north side, now trading at 820.61. What a beautiful trend breakout, and it's holding up there. CENX, this is the one I stopped out, but I don't want you guys to sleep on this. Okay, we still have our base breakout here. Just because it broke out and pulled back doesn't mean it couldn't break out higher, but we need to know that this thing follows gold, okay? ASPN, we've went over this multiple times. Let's take a look at PDD. Now, I'm surprised nobody brought up PDD. PDD is breaking those recent all-time highs here. It is extended, but we are waiting for this thing to set up. Well, the overall market had a pullback today. PDD held up very, very nice. So it's definitely something that you want to take a look at. And let's not forget about Yosef with APP. APP does look like it's setting up very nice. We have a downtrend here on APP, okay? This thing needs a few more days to set up on the 21-day moving average. The one thing I don't like about APP, if we look at this, back here it followed this 10-day moving average very well, but it broke down and bounced off the 50, tried to hold the 21 again, and broke up. So it's kind of hovering around a few different areas. I could see APP coming right back down and retesting this 50-day moving average. So we need to let this thing have a little bit more time here, okay? A little bit more time. Let's take a look at APP's relative strength index as well. We want to see here, so it's got the 87 rating and it's in the technology service or packaged software. So software and technology, both are hot sectors right now. Really, at this point, what's not a hot sector right now? But the relative strength at 97% shows confluency in what we're looking for. So let's wait for a trend breakout. Let's wait for a bounce off of one of these moving averages. Let's let this thing tighten up. It's getting a little sloppy here, okay? And we don't want it to get too sloppy. Dan Bob has put the Discord in our chat, so if you guys haven't already, click on that link. It'll take you right to our Discord, and I promise I'll get some better lighting here really, really soon, guys. I'm not this ugly, I promise. Don't say nothing, Dan. Then we got Dell. It looks like Dell held up pretty well. I mean, you're going to expect a pullback when it's this high off of its area. We don't have a setup here yet for Dell. But Dell, wow. I mean, who would have thought Dell would come back, would come back like it did. This is absolutely beautiful for Dell. Keep that on your watch list as well. ONON. So keep in mind, ONON has this big structure. It has a 4.2% ADR. And we're going to keep an eye on this because, well, one, this thing had beautiful earnings, right? It had earnings surprise. It broke above. twice the amount of earnings per share on this thing, and it ripped up, it pulled back, it held this area, and we're waiting for these moving averages to catch up. We're waiting for this. And if it can break out on volume after these moving averages catch up, I think ON has plenty more room to run. This is a shoe industry, okay? And shoes, I mean, everybody's wearing shoes, right? They catch a couple of good deals. Maybe they're the next Nike. I don't know. I don't really know. All I know is if the stock goes up, I want to be a part of it on volume. That would be nice to see too. And if you guys remember, I believe it was last year. Let's just take a look. Yeah, right here. So that was, yeah, last year. Last year around this time, it was a leader in the market. Now, past performers, past leaders don't have to be leaders in the new bull run. They don't have to be. But when you see a past performer and it catches your eye because they are continually doing well, that's definitely one thing that we... Oh, Dan Bob, I'm going to kick your butt, dude. Is that what I look like? Am I that orange, bro? No, but you guys, you're awesome. If you guys have any more questions, ask them. I'm going to take another sip right here. Throw them up in the chat. If not, forever hold your peace. We're going to be splitting here in just a few more minutes. So ask it in the chat, or I am going to get my butt out of here. I'm going to go take a shower. I've worked out like 3 times today. Can't you tell? Oh, yeah. Can't you tell? I'm getting so swole. Oh, I'm so sore, dude. It hurts to even flex. Oh, man. All right, cheers to you guys. This one's for me. So parched. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I appreciate you. Make sure you smash that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this at a later time, just know I love you. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Remember, we always want to use risk management, and you are a loser unless you're learning. You guys have a great night, and we will see you